Talking Shit, Getting Clicks original podcast. And you are now watching the me episodes of Talking Shit, Getting Clicks with your host, Mo 3 times. What's up? Talking Shit, Getting Clicks. That's right. I'm your host, Mo 3 times. I did it right. I can't believe I pointed the right way. Mo 3 times. That is me. I is him. Him is I. All that good stuff. And today, our show is about Felons, Fussin, and Fusion. Yeah, it's going to be a good show, guys. I'm going to give you good shows because that's what I be up to. I be trying to give you all the 1-2, but let's not even mess around. Like I said, Felons, Fussin, and Fusion. Right, so if you are with me, guys, if you're with me, let's get into it. Talking shit, getting clicks with your host, Mo 3 times. That's me, guys. That is me. That is I. Let's do it. All right, we're going to cut that off. We're going to let the children sing. And the first thing we are going to talk about is Meg Thee Stallion, Tory Lanez, and Kelsey Harris. I know. Before we get to the meat, I got to give you guys the dessert. You know what I mean? The dessert. I can't even speak. I can't speak. We are going to talk about the Tory Lanez trial with Megan Thee Stallion being on a prosecution team. I'm going to give you a quick update, and this is coming from lawandcrime.com, guys. Lawandcrime.com. I got to give credit where credit's due, and it's entitled, I Am Not on Trial. Megan Thee Stallion testifies Tory Lanez shooting defense led to her sexual shaming by hip-hop's Big Boys Club. Check this out, and here's the update of the Tory Lanez Megan Thee Stallion trial. All right, so this week, Megan Thee Stallion testified, specifically on Tuesday, that Tory Lanez and his supporters are trying to turn him, shooting her, into a sex scandal that victimizes him, lamenting the tabloid-style coverage of Lanez's criminal assault case that shames her for being a grown woman having sex, and speculates about her sexual partners. Okay. So she says, I don't understand why that matters. I've turned into some kind of villain, and he a victim, Megan said, as Lanez looked on from the defense table in a downtown Los Angeles courtroom. This has messed up my whole life, she said. People call Lanez's trial the Megan Thee Stallion trial, but I am not on trial. And she does make a point, because I'm calling it the Megan Thee Stallion trial, and she isn't on trial. Tory Lanez is definitely on trial, but in the eyes of the people, there are a select few of group, and not even select few. There's a lot of people, and I've seen it on the internet going back and forth, and it seems to be torn down gender lines of men wanting to side with Tory, women wanting to side with Megan, some people mumbo jumbo and switching it up. However, because there is so much of a divide, we gotta report on this because it's compelling. It's compelling evidence. For me, technically, this would kind of get into the gossipy era as it's a he said, she said, but because it's an official court trial, I mean, regard me. Asked if the shooting had affected her physically, Megan said she underwent physical therapy, but to this day can't really feel the left side of her foot because of damaged nerves. The back of my feet are always sore, but I still push through that, she said. Remember that, guys. Remember that. The back of her feet are still sore, but she still pushes through it. I'm hitting the air horn there because she says the back of my feet. Now, in the trial, she says when she is shot, she is looking directly at Tory and she sees Tory shoot her. But if she got shot in her feet, why would the both back of her feet be sore? I don't know. We're gonna have to figure this out. Because if someone's shooting from the front, like maybe they would have gotten your pinky toe. I mean, Quick got Della Reese's pinky toe. Why are you shooting now? You're going ahead and shoot me at my pinky toe. You seen it. Harlem Nights, check it out. Probably what happened. Right. She says the back of her feet are always sore, but she's going to push through that. Now, to me, that indicates that she got shot in the back of her feet. How can you get shot in the back of your feet if you are actually looking at the shooter? Wouldn't it make sense that you got more hit in the front of your feet, maybe the side of your back foot? But it seems to me like she had her back turned to the shooter. That's just what I'm thinking, guys. That's what I'm thinking. That is what I'm thinking. But if you don't agree with that, or if you agree with that, you call in Thursday right after this show airs, 7:30 p.m. We're going to talk about it. Call in 313-825-5557. If you get in the call queue, hang out on the call queue, and don't worry, your call will be answered. You will get to talk your shit and get your clicks with the best of them. Mo 3 Times and the crew. That's right. So that kind of leads me to it. So this trial has been going back and forth. There are a lot of inconsistencies. In the first day of the trial, we find out that indeed Megan and Tory did have a sexual relationship, although she said when interviewed by Gayle that she never had sex with Tory. Let's check that out.
What was the nature of your relationship with Tory Lanez? Because he has led people to believe that it was a sexual relationship, that it was that you two were dating. What was the nature?
We were not dating. We were really close. We were friends. We hung out like every day. And his mom passed too. So when I felt like we were bonding over that. And
did you have an intimate relationship with him?
Like sexual?
Yeah. Did you, Megan? Did you have a sexual relationship with Tory Lanez? Yes, that's my question.
I didn't have a sexual relationship with Tory.
So why do you think he's putting out the story that the two of you had a relationship and that you're making the whole thing up?
I think that he is trying to deflect.
But in trial, when it came to the trial, we find out that, yeah, her and Tory indeed had a sexual relationship. Why are you lying, though? Why are you lying?
You stupid.
Why are you lying, Megan? When you lie, it makes it harder for people to trust you. Why lie about that? Why are you lying on your vagina? You had people out here thinking Tory was lying on his cock and spiel, but you're lying on your vagina. Don't lie on your vagina, ladies. Do not lie on your vagina, ladies. Don't do it. So then there's talk with the deputy district attorney, Kathy Ta, who asked about Lane's status as a rapper, then drew a curt response when she said, "Would you say your career was bigger than his?" She says, yes, it was. Megan answered with Judge Hereford overruling in objection from Lane's lawyer, George Megadison. That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, I forgot. Before I start this show, because we're going to be talking about protons and electrons and neutrons and fusion. We're going to be talking about some things with some people with like 3 consonants before you get to a vowel. And I am probably going to use my curse word. I am probably going to fuck someone's name up. I don't mean it. Regard me. No disrespect. I'm not trying to say Iran or Iran or whatever like that. But just rock with me. So Tory Lanez's defense is basically arguing that Lanez was wrongly accused, and it was instead Harris who fired the 5 bullets at Megan after she exited an Escalade in Hollywood Hills on July 12, 2020. And that's upon leaving a pool party that was hosted by reality star Kylie Jenner, right? So he said in his opening statement the women were jealous and fighting over Lanez, alleging that Megan was upset about his interest in Jenner and that Jenner had asked Megan to leave her home. Megan denied in testimony being asked to leave by Jenner or caring of any possible romance between Lanez and Jenner. Listen, there is so much craziness going over this story and so much just interesting like opinions that are going on. I know it's not gossip because it's actually in the trial and everything, but it's so much he said, she said. Oh, so much twists and turns in this. Guys, you gotta call in after the show. We're gonna talk about it live, 313-825-5557. Let us know your opinion. Did Tory do it? Did Kelsey do it? Is Meg lying? Who's lying? Why is everybody lying? But Before we switch off of the subject, let me just give you one more update, guys, because I am kind of leaning towards that they're both lying and both telling the truth about things. And I don't believe that Megan knows for sure who actually shot her, because as she said, the back of her feet are hurting. The back of her feet are hurting because I have to assume with some type of educationally assumption that she got hit in the back of her feet, which would suggest to me that she was walking away from the shooter as they were shooting. Maybe Tory was shooting at his feet and Kelsey was scared and tried to knock the gun away and nudged his hand and she shot him. There is so much speculating that we can do, and I'm gonna allow it this time. Thursday, 7:30 p.m. after this episode drops, we're gonna talk about it live with me, Mo 3 times, 313-825-5557. We're gonna get it, definitely. But before we're on out, let me just give you the last update that I got on this whole entire fiasco.
And it gets crazier. We are on a 15-minute break. Got to get back into the courtroom very quickly. I sat at 12 o'clock directly in Kelsey's line of vision. I watched her testify. I watched her deny that Tory threatened to shoot her. I watched her confess that she lied to the police when she said that. The reason why she was lying to the police, the investigators, is because she wanted to protect herself. OMG. The rest of the testimony that we just saw in the after lunch session was a prosecutor holding on for dear life to a recording between her, a police investigator, and another LA County prosecutor, and Kelsey, and just replaying that recording and saying, Kelsey, didn't you say this? And Kelsey saying, I did. Kelsey, is that true? And Kelsey saying, no, I lied. Did the LA County prosecutors give Kelsey immunity? I think so, they did, didn't they? That's what I reported this morning. That's what I saw in this courtroom. Does Kelsey sound like a believable witness? No. Is Tory Lanez accusing her of being the shooter? Yes. I'll tell you something. That jury, most of them, it looked like they had their mind made up. I don't know which way, but they saw that person say that I lied about all that to protect myself. They're going to hear that there was gunshot residue on her.
So that's right, guys. That's the latest update with the trial. All right, so that was an update from @Lawyers for Workers. Once again, @Lawyers for Workers. My man has been courtside, literally, in LA Superior Court covering this trial, and he's been giving updates on his Instagram, hitting us with quick little lives and reels, just keeping us in the know about what's going on. It does seem like he does have a little slant towards against Megan Thee Stallion and Kelsey Harris's side. It looks like Daystar Peterson has a very, very convincing case. When you hear that Tory Lanez's defense was trying to break down the character of Megan Thee Stallion, that is just pretty much cut and dry what they would usually do with anybody. You're going to try to discredit the person who's taking you to court. And it seems like they're doing a very good job of breaking this case down. Now, whether you believe Tory Lanez actually shot Megan Thee Stallion, or it was Kelsey Harris, or it was some dude on a grassy knoll, you do have to kind of see with these recent updates that it is going to be very tough for a jury to convict Tory Lanez, now knowing that Kelsey Harris, who was supposed to be the star witness for the prosecution, is less than a favorable witness. She's unbelievable. It doesn't seem like anything she says on that stand is trustworthy. But like I said, guys, we can always talk about it. I could be wrong. If you got information, call in 313-825-5557. Right after this show, we're going to go live. You're going to see the tick down. We're going to have the music playing. I'm going to let you know we're going to go live. You'll see the ticker. That's when you call in. If you get stuck in queue, don't worry about that. You hang out because you're going to talk with the Me, Mo 3 times on the Me episodes, because I do it for the YOU. Let the children sing. Okay, what else do we got? All right, I'll tell you what we got. Felons, Fussin, and Fusion. Brittany Yvette Griner is an American professional basketball player for the Phoenix Mercury of the Women's National Basketball Association, the WNBA. She is a two-time Olympic gold medalist with the U.S. Women's National Basketball Team, and she is also a six-time WNBA All-Star. So in 2009, Griner was named the nation's #1 high school women's basketball player by Rivals.com. She was selected to be a 2009 All-American basketball team member. She also played college basketball for the Baylor Lady Bears in Waco, Texas. She had a breakout senior year in 2012 as the three-time All-American AP Player of the Year, as well as the most outstanding player of the Final Four. She led Baylor in winning the national championship and then won Best Female Athlete ESPY Award. Griner is also the only NCAA basketball player to both score 2,000 points and block 500 shots. So professionally, Griner was selected as the first overall pick in 2013. Look, so Brittany Griner is listed as 6'9" in height, and she normally weighs around 205 pounds. I'm pretty sure she lost a lot of weight in the female prison over in Russia. On February 17, 2022, Griner was detained and arrested on smuggling charges by Russian customs officials after cartridges containing less than a gram of medically prescribed hash oil were found in her luggage. He had been playing basketball with the Russian Premier League during the WNBA offseason, and her trial began on July 1st. She pleaded guilty to charges on August 4th and was sentenced to 9 years in prison. Remind you, 9 years in prison for less than a gram of medically prescribed hash oil. On November 2022, Griner was transferred to the Russian penal colony IK2. U.S. officials stated that she was wrongfully detained, and then on December 8th, about a week ago, Griner was released in a prison exchange for Russian arms dealer Viktor Bout. Viktor Bout was born in January of 1967, making him around 55 years of age. And he's a Russian arms dealer. He's a weapons manufacturer and former Soviet military translator. Let me tell you about this guy. Viktor Bout speaks like 5 languages, guys. He speaks 5 friggin' languages, okay? Let's talk about these languages that he speaks. All right, so Viktor Bout did serve in the Soviet armed forces. There's no definite information on his military career except that he graduated from the Soviet Military Institute of Foreign Languages. We have a school like that for the military. They're usually trained in blah, blah, blah. I will never tell you. I don't tell on my fellow troops where they train at. But, I mean, it is open information. But Viktor Bout speaks Portuguese, English, French, Arabic, and Farsi, which is a form of Persian. He is also reported to be fluent in Esperanto. Right now, looking at all these languages that Viktor Bout speaks, I wouldn't be surprised if Viktor Bout spoke Dothraki and Klingon, straight up. So he's an international arms dealer. In the 90s, it was believed that Bout, as a former member of the Soviet military, the Soviet Union basically dissolved in the early 1990s, around 1992. And when they did it, he was in a perfect place to pick up on military equipment and resell that equipment to different governments. And that's what he did. He, in the 90s, sold guns to Al-Qaeda and the Taliban. He sold guns to African warlords. He sold guns. He served his weapons everywhere. Anywhere there was a war, he was there with his weapons out. Bosnia and Herzegovina, the Yugoslav wars. He was prominent during the government forces with the uprisings against Milosevic in Yugoslavia. In 2001, after the United States invasion of Afghanistan, Bout appeared in Moscow and stated that his aircraft made regular flights to Afghanistan, but continued to deny any contact between Al-Qaeda or the Taliban, instead supplying the rebel Northern Alliance. Let me tell you what. I want to talk more about Viktor Bout because he is very, very interesting. Not just about the guns that he ran throughout the world, not that he got caught in March 2008 in Bangkok. I want to talk about Viktor Bout. I want to talk about it tonight, Thursday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, when we go live. Call in 313-825-5555. 5-7, let the children sing. And we'll talk more about Victor Bout. I mean, we've already spoken about Brittany Griner. We've spoken about Brittany Griner, but the most interesting man in the world really might be Victor Bout. Speaks multiple language, former military, Russian. It looks like he was all over. Wherever war was, Victor Bout was, guys. Call in 313-825-5557. Stay in queue, and I will definitely get to your call, and we can talk about that. That's probably how I'm going to start the live show off. We'll talk about the how this lady played her little daughter out on social media and the ramifications of disciplining your child and posting it to social media. We're going to talk about that. 313-825-5557. But for tonight's show, oh man, guys, I had to bump the babies, guys. I had to bump the babies.
It's just a baby.
And I did it for a good reason, because we are making history. Just the other day, the U.S. Department of Energy regarded me, because we're talking about major news, life-changing news. It's going to change life as we know it throughout the world. And it's the U.S. Department of Energy. Officials announced a history-making accomplishment, guys. Right? That's right. For the first time, U.S. scientists produced more energy from fusion than the laser energy they used to power the experiment. Right, so the so-called net energy gain is a major milestone in a decades-long attempt to source clean, limitless energy from nuclear fusion. Not to be confused with nuclear fission. That's where you split the atoms and you make the atom bomb and the big boom boom bombs, and then the byproduct of that is like uranium and plutonium. We use those in nuclear power plants, and it's kind of dirty. That's right, guys. You saw Chernobyl on HBO. You saw that series. Devastating. When those plants melt down, it takes life with it. But the way we do it here is you fuse these atoms. And you heat up a little ball, a little pellet right now. In this experiment, they heat up a pellet of what we call heavy water deuteriums or terraniums or whatever. I'm going to explain it on live, guys, when you call in. But anyway, they heated up this heavy water and got an ignition. They used about 192 laser beams to get this, but like I said, they put in 2.05 megajoules of energy to the target and resulted in 3.15 megajoules of fusion energy output, generating more than 50% more energy than that was put in, which means we will have a nice, beautiful, clean source. Now, I said that the byproduct of fission, when you separate the atoms, is basically you're going to get the uranium, you're going to get the plutonium. But with this, guys, helium, did we say helium? Helium. Helium. Aww. You know what I mean? So it is the first time in history that this experiment has resulted in a meaningful gain of energy. But guys, what they're not telling you, let me switch. Guys, what they aren't telling you is that those lasers used about 322 megajoules of energy. So, terrible, very terrible. But on the bright side, we have ignition. And once you get that ignition, there's already scientists saying, hey, once we get ignition, we can do this, we can do this, we can do this, we can prolong, we can do this, we can do this, we can make it ignite longer, we can make it burn longer, but the ultimate thing is that we made a major breakthrough. We know, scientists know and have proved a theory that they thought they could make happen. They made this happen. They got more energy out than what they put in. That's what they're saying officially, even though I have to say that those lasers did take up some megajoules as well, and those were about 322 megajoules. However, this is a great scientific milestone and breakthrough, and I know these scientists are going to get it together, and then one day, guess what, guys? we are going to have clean energy, especially when they start making commercial applications for such an invention. But guess what, guys? If you know any more, if you want to talk any more, we can definitely do that Thursday, 7:30 p.m. live with Mo 3 times. 313-825-55. That's right, Felons, Fussin, and Fussin. I know. You see that? Call in live, talking shit, getting clicks. Me episodes. That's right. Me episodes with your boy Mo 3 times. And right after this, if you're watching this at the time that it was presented to you, we are gonna roll right in 7:30 p.m. to our live show. And we're gonna talk about all these things. That's why I didn't give y'all all the entire business, because we wanna discuss further. I wanna discuss further with you. So we're gonna talk more Fusion. We're gonna talk more Felons. We're gonna talk more Fussin'. That's right, guys. Call in live so we can discuss more Felons, more Fussin', and more Fusion. Our live call-in show, 313-825-5557. Me episodes for the YOUUU. Talking shit, getting clicks, let the children sing.